Hi there everybody, Blizzard announced huge changes. They are implementing wild cards into standard, 23 to be more precise. If you haven't checked the article, I'm here to talk about it. So, they have, I don't know, a crazy idea. They want to put wild cards back into standard, probably because they want to shake things up, and they feel like it's just boring to nerf Northshire Cleric and whatever other changes would be required, because then the players will figure out something else that is broken in like 2 or 3 days, and then the metagame also becomes slightly more boring in like a week. So then they would need to make some more changes, or at the same time, I don't know, it's just like you can only do so much by nerfing and buffing a couple of cards. Last time they did an event like this with Snip Snap and buffs, it was super well received. This time they basically take it to the next level and bring back some cards from the past. I'm really excited about that. I think probably what happened with the buff patch is gonna also happen here. We're gonna have Luna's Pocket Galaxy situations where something is way too powerful and will need to be addressed maybe. It's only for a limited time though. I don't know exactly if it's until the next rotation or if it's until the next expansion, or how much will it last, maybe a couple weeks. I don't know, but I feel like it's exciting for a card game player to figure out what's broken, to test it, to innovate. It only gets annoying after everybody knows what's broken and then everybody abuses it, but then Blizzard can interfere and like make some changes. I really think it's a great idea that they did this patch. Let me go to the website and we can look at it. So, here is the announcement. Behind Tavern doors, see what's coming to Hearthstone. So they want to do more events. That's great. I think Hearthstone is a bit too expensive right now. I really wish they would do all they can to lower the price, because that's the biggest issue of the game. A lot of people want to play the game, a lot of people want to enjoy the game, because guess what? It's still probably the best online card game in the world. And people just want to enjoy it, but not for this much. Like, it's ridiculously expensive if you want to have most of the tier 1 decks to keep up with this, compared to other online games or even AAA titles, or however they're called. So yeah, they want to do more events. That's pretty cool. And look at this. Now that Saviors of Uldum ladder experience has solidified, we think it's a great time to throw a wrench or two, or 23, in the gears. We're going to be pulling some of the most popular and game-changing cards from across Hearthstone history, including Ragnaros and N'Zoth. Already those two are... holy shit. They're gonna be like so crazy. Whew. And dropping them into standard for a limited time. To ensure that everyone can participate, we'll be granting everyone free copies. This is like the best thing ever. Like, if you're a returning player, if you're a new player, that's the biggest struggle. You don't have all the cards like a pro player does, unless you spend or play a lot. And this event is gonna be just a breath of fresh air. It's the equivalent of owning the cards, as long as you play only standard. So like, let's say the event is until the next rotation, or until the next expansion. It's kind of like just owning the cards. You don't have to craft them, you don't get the bonus for disenchanting them, but disenchanting a card is worse rate than a pawn shop. Like, they give you 25% of your dust per disenchanting. So if you play only standard, you're losing 75% of your dust by crafting a card, playing it for like 2 years, and then disenchanting it. You're kind of like renting it at a very expensive premium, unless you're a collector and you keep all the cards to play wild and such. In this case, you don't spend anything, you don't gain anything, which is better than going minus 75%. So it's amazing that you get to play the cards for free. Now, because I don't really play wild, I'm considering just disenchanting all my wild collection to get a lot of dust, because maybe if in the future they will do more events like this, they will also give you the cards. I have no idea how it's gonna work. Maybe I should just keep them and not be so cheap. I think it's great. I think it's gonna help deck building. I'm considering doing a video once we know all the cards, where I discuss potential budget decks, including these cards. So I'll try to make decks including as many of the free cards as I can. Maybe just put all the free cards into one deck. The thing is, when they did a buff patch, it really only mattered for a couple of the cards. A couple of the cards became broken. But now when they bring back cards that are popular from Wild, I think most of them will be good, so I'm arguing that this patch might have a higher impact than the buff patch that they previously did, which is pretty sick. Like, that's kind of exactly what they need to do in the middle of an expansion to keep people excited about Hearthstone, to keep people going. I don't know. I'm pumped for this, as you can probably see from like my expressivity. I'm just like moving my hands all that much. 1000 win class portraits, I think that's cool, but like, I mean, personally, I will still play Khadgar. I'll still play Mecha Jiraxxus. On the heroes where I still use the basic hero, like maybe Priest, I'll go basic, because Anduin looks pretty cool with the blonde hair. He's like Swedish Anduin with like blonde hair and like blue eyes. Anyways, that's cool. I wish they would go a bit deeper and give rewards for like 5,000 wins, 10,000 wins. Go crazy, you know? Make it really nice to be in the minority of people that maybe have 10,000 wins on one class. Make you feel really rewarded. Basically, pay an artist to like draw something that only like 5 people are gonna have. I don't know, I think that would be super cool. And they should do that down the line. Quality of life improvements, alternate search times, sure. Making quests better. Again, the game should be cheaper. But I like this. This means that the designers are caring about the Hearthstone in the long run. They're thinking of the next 5-10 years of the game. And you're probably laughing, but people that say an esport, or actually not an esport, a game doesn't last that much, they don't really have the sample size to talk about it. Computer games are pretty recent, so it's very hard to say what's the lifespan of an online game, especially in a niche like card games. Like, as long as Hearthstone is dominating and they're releasing good content, as long as they try to also diversify a little bit and also do quality of life improvements and not only expansion, and do some other things as well, then I feel like Hearthstone can still have a very bright future. I think, again, the biggest issue is the price. If they try to lower it a little bit, I don't know how much the shareholders allow or what are the restrictions of lowering the price, but maybe lowering the price, or like maybe not lowering the price, maybe rewarding you better for spending money, because I think you don't get much for your spending money. Or maybe doing more events that reward you for playing the game. Maybe changing the 10 gold per free wins to something like a pack for your first free wins, full stop, and that's it. To not be abusable by bots. Because the reason why they're capping the gold at 100 gold per day and they give you 10 gold per free wins is because of bots. People would put bots otherwise to farm them packs. But they could solve that by doing like something, I don't know, for your first free wins you get the pack. Maybe for your first 5 wins. Something achievable, but maybe a pack per day is too much, I don't know. For your first 3 wins you get the pack, and then if you win 20 more or 25 more, you get another pack. I don't know, something like that, that rewards you for playing, you know? I think that could work. Anyways, I'm not a game designer, I'm just a player, I'm giving my opinion. I want the game to succeed in the long run. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll do another one when they announce all the 23 cards. And also, I'll try to think what type of content I can do to help budget players use these 23 cards to deck build and make some really spicy decks for cheap. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're as excited as I am for this event. By the way, these cards are probably going to be playable in the tournament in Bucharest in 1 month, so I'm ultra excited for that one. It's gonna be super spicy, and I cannot wait to see Ragnarok's deciding games for thousands of dollars. Should be super fun. Subscribe if you aren't already, if you want. I mean, I don't force you. You can also like the video to help me out, and you can find me streaming on Twitch almost every single day. And that's pretty much it. I hope you have an amazing day, an amazing week, and an amazing life, and I'll see you next video. Goodbye.